And we are back with part 2 of the Silent King build. And here he is, the Silent King. Little baby nerdling. Set him aside. It looks like the next slew is going to be building a throne. What I assume is a entombed shard of God. And then if we go quick enough, we can get these 3 little buggers done. I'd at least like to get the king. Looks like the last thing is his cloak, and you know what? I'm gonna get the triarchal men. That just looks weird. Menhirs done right now. They're super basic, super easy looking. So let's see. They're 3 pieces each. How hard can it be? I'm just gonna move this guy over here. All right. Gotta do all my prep work. There we go. Now today I do have my office door open, just in case some kitties want in, because I didn't want to hear them scratching at the door all day. I've got Moss in here with me. Oh, sorry. Blocking the camera with my hand. But he is a very considerate cat. Easily my favorite. I did my first jog in like 3 months today. And by jog, I mean more of like walk, and occasionally walk a little faster and bounce up and down while I do it. It was pretty painful. I forget how much you use your back when running, or attempting to. But day 2, still going strong. Let's see. These things don't seem too bad. I also designed, I think, 6 40mm versions of my 3D printed rock bases. Here's an example of one. I've got a few that I'll be basing all my Space Wolves on. And then some examples of them with a white primer and a black wash so you can see all the details. A little numb oil. So I'm looking forward to those being done. I think I'm running 10 Fendersian Wolves in this list, so I gotta get 10 of them done by Friday. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's clean up all the slag. This thing's got a pretty visible mold line. I'm going to give it a quick slide with my blade running perpendicular to the Mini. This functions just like the Games Workshop mold remover, but personally I think it works a lot better. Excuse me. You do need to be a bit more careful, because if you do it wrong, you'll end up with cuts or all sorts of nasty stuff happening to your model. I am full of burps. Oh, my body is not used to eating non-processed junk. Man. The other side doesn't really have any mold lines. That's good. That is very good. Okay, actually, I can't tell if that line right there is a mold line. I think it does have, or if it's supposed to be part of the model. Jeez, that's a tricky one, because it looks like the texture right here stops at that edge. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not sure, but my gut tells me that I should leave it. Oh, it's definitely a mold line up there. No, I'm not going to leave it. I can't stand it. It looks too much like a mold line. Some long, gentle slices. And instructions. It's another one where it's 3 pieces that all go together at once. So I'm going to start with the base. And I'll do a little bit on all the points that I think are access points. Whew, I got a desk fan blowing right at me and it just blew all the fumes right in my face. Oh, that's a nice easy fit. That lines up really well. Fantastic. I'm gonna let that try to dry on its own, and I just noticed that, I don't know if you can tell, you can see through this. So the potential for putting an LED in here if you want to get really crazy. Oh man, that thing I thought was a mold line, it doesn't even matter. You can't even see it. Drilling in, getting a little battery and getting an LED in there so you can shine light out. That'd be pretty cool. Assuming this touches that. I think it does. Looks like the connection point is around the edge. So I'm going to put a few drops of glue periodically. I'm going to focus on the curved points instead of the recesses, because in my experience, those points are more likely to touch. Then just kind of squeeze it a bit. Don't squeeze too much. I don't know if you can hear that. It does give a little more than you'd expect, and I could see that warping or breaking. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Get out of here, ATV driver. I gotta get some paint going too. I gotta prime, man. Exercising, hobby, full-time job that I still have to drive into. First world problem. Well, first world, I don't know, is that a first world problem? Having to drive into your job? Because your employer doesn't believe the coronavirus is that deadly? Or is it like second world? Whichever, I'm going to complain about it. Well, all my friends are showing off all the stuff they get done on the lunch break, and it's just straight from work to exercise. Not a minute lost. Oh well, I'll make room for everything. There's always time. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. 1 second. I had a sneeze. They are very loud. I am happy to have a job, though. That's good. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to afford to do this. Oh, man. This guy is cool. We've gone over his lore. These are basically the lookouts or models. Well, not really lookouts, or more like crazy bodyguard. I know Space Marines and Death Guard both have bodyguard type things. There's Tau drones. I think Hive Guard might still function as a bodyguard, but it's been a long time since I've seen them anywhere. Yeah, I haven't seen Hive Guard in a long time. Unless they've got... They're the guys with that crazy out-of-line-of-sight gun. I've seen that. Excuse me. Goodness. There's not too much to say about these big chunks of plastic. The texture is great. I know I pointed that out earlier. That... Oh, so much glue fumes. That in the past, we might have gotten the big cracks, but the subtle texture of the stone, that's something that even like 10 years ago wouldn't have existed on this mini. And then the writing, or the Necron inscriptions, the thin cracks all around, that's stuff that we would have had to do by hand. And of course, the Really cool, dynamic, floaty, anti-recast that we can only do thanks to the increased strength of their plastic kits. Though I can't say I've ever used one of their old ones to debate the strength, if it's increased or not. Alright. Kind of looks like a spider from above. Like a Halo Scarab. I mean, it's been a long time since I played Halo, though. Loved that game. Let's see here. Okay. Get our instructions. Let those pieces dry. Get our big, unique sprue out. And finally, clipping out the big ones. Something really satisfying about cutting out the largest piece in a sprue. Just stare at it and stare at it. Finally, you get to work on that part, or that one bit in the kit that's really cool. For a soul grinder for me, it was the big old claw. That soul grinder's pretty terrible, but in the Glotkin it was the big, I don't know, was it a tentacle? For this, it's definitely this piece. It's just been eyeballing me. And the cape. I really want to work on that cape. Like a Doomsday arc, it's the Doomsday cannon. And being patient and waiting until that point can be difficult. Because I find I just want to get it and glue it together. It's like gluing a head to a model. I want to glue it on so that it's got a head, but if you glue it on after you paint it, it's much easier to paint and airbrush if it's just a head on its own. So much easier. I mean, if you're fleshy. Necrons, I don't think have that issue. Right. This is just kind of a standard Necron piece. Not much to say about this one either. Looks like we'll be adding some engines to it, some orbs. Necrons love those orbs. Gets their little, I don't know, robot heads going. Gets them in the mood to reanimate. Okay. So the easy thing to do here would be to apply glue to each one of these little spots for the pegs, but we'll likely end up with possible gaps and seams along the side. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's the business. I've been stretched and I've got butterfingers. Oh, that's better. Okay. So with this piece, it's going to be the one I hold because I hate when you glue something and you can't really touch it. So you're kind of, oh, what do I do? And then you get glue all over your hands. So let's get this glue out. Oh, what else? I'm going to try to do a very fine set of dots, because I don't want this to squeeze out and then need to be shaved down, just because it's a really large surface area. And then I'll put larger dabs on top of each one of these bumps to really hold it in. Looks like we're getting a little bit of the glues poking out. Oh, yeah. Side note, look what I got in today. Boom. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some 3D stuff to this guy. He's gonna get some upgrade kits. I got him so I could measure him, 3D model him, and print extra pieces for him. And Saturday, I should get a tracking number for my 3D scanner so I could just scan him and then align him or resize him and then sculpt off of that. It should be super cool. Make him a proper Space Wolf. Or, you know, Death Guard or whatever. Okay, so the next piece has, initially on the instructions I thought it was 2 pieces, but it turns out it's 3. I know, extra exciting, huh? What's the downside with this? That sound. On my old one, I tried to put like green stuff or a 3D printed little flat thing to make it sit, but because I hold it in so many positions, it just gets in the way. So I live with it now and forever. Moss left. It's just us now. You, me, and the Silent King. And his buddy. I don't know where his buddy's face is. Well, I guess he's got a few buddies. But these Necrons are bad dudes. You don't want to hang out with these Necrons. And let's dry fit it. Once. Twice. Looks pretty snug. Same thing as before. Put a drop on each of the bumps and then a very small thin coat boop on the edges. This is a very slippery kit. All these smooth surfaces are hard to get a feel on. I mean, I like to do crazy conversions where, you know, I'm rotating wrists and reposing axes. Like, this dude. That axe is like 3 kits. And they're all really tiny. And it's easy to do that because it's not slippery smooth. All right. Oh boy. So we have... I guess the curved part is what we'll go off of, because I don't even know what to call that. And the curve needs to face back. And this slides on pretty easy, and it doesn't exactly have any way to make sure you're getting it right. So I'm not going to glue this on yet. Instead, we're going to move to the next piece, which... these 2 guys. They are going to line it up for us. Oh, there's his buddy. Did I not clip one of them? Oh, yeah, I missed one. I think it's kind of fun that both kind of skeleton armies in Age of Sigmar and 40k have a big bad dude that's a single model with some buddies. And they function very similarly, where their buddies have less attacks as its wounds go down. Talking about... oh, I cannot remember his name for the life of me. The Bone Reapers dude. What is his name? Bone Reapers. Osi Archbone Reapers. Ooh. I think they're death. Yeah. Catacross. He's got a dude with kind of a samurai dude with a sword and a dude with a flag. And then some servants where Silent King has his battery, a chunk of God, and 2 servants. I think servants. Yeah, be happy to work on some Nurgle minis later or some Space Wolves. Something that's not as smooth, though as smooth as it is, there's still the awesome little dents from being around for 60 million years. 60 million years tends to give a little wear and tear on your vehicle. Okay. There we go. So this doesn't have any wiggle room. So that's a good point to build off of. Oh, don't squeeze it too hard, it'll pop. And I've had a few people tell me about the lighter trick, but I just don't want to be sparking up a lighter every couple seconds in my office. Okay, so now you can fit it snug on and rotate it to align just right. And if this works, we should be able to glue this piece. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. So I'll put a little bit of glue. Whoa, that's a lot of glue. Where'd paper towels go? Oh boy, I'm out of paper towels. Well, that can just be a lot of glue. For now. A lot of glue never killed nobody. Double negative there. I'm sure someone died from a lot of glue at some point in time. Either huffing or, just straight. Oh wait, no. Moss is still in here. He's in his kitty bed. I'll show you afterwards. I can't really take this off easily. Okay. Good boy, Moss. Good kitty. I always have to make sure he knows that I love him. He was very self-conscious and had a lot of anxiety when he was a young kitten. He cried and cried and cried and cried when we were outside waiting for us to come home. When we walked in the door, he'd keep crying until we picked him up and hugged him. He's a wonderful cat. Hey, Beans. Beans is on my commission stuff. It's okay. He won't eat it, will he? Okay, now we are doing, looks like the motor, I think, back toward duplicate sprues. Beans. Because I know Beans has a fan club here, I'll grab him. The most important thing to move is that and the glue. I don't want the glue cat. Come here, Beans. Gotcha. Your adoring fans want to see you, Bean Cat. Good Beans. Here's what they want. Your big bean belly. Good boy. Oh, you're getting fur everywhere. All right. Come on, Beans. Oh, such a fat cat. A little bit of mold lines here. I think that this base piece was definitely, well, so far was the biggest hassle, because just the beginning of that was harder than anything I've done so far, or more complicated. The rest of it looks like it's just a few pieces here, a few pieces there. I mean, I'm gonna stick these together. Wait, what? Huh. Like this. That just seems odd and like a waste of detail. But you know, it's probably way easier to make these exactly the same. So they just produce two of the same mold. I don't like that they wiggle though. This kit has a lot of pieces that don't really stick together. So what goes on top of that? I need to find a piece that attaches that can act as a guide. Ah. 56 is this little curved bit that looks like it will not do exactly what I want. Getting a look at the instructions. Oh man. It does have a bit at the bottom, so I guess if you apply pressure to the downward, you shouldn't be able to wiggle it. Because there is a slot down there, and then this piece, yeah, that won't do anything. So we will try placing it and pushing downward on it. Luckily, it does have a contact point on the inside. So that will be just scratched off all the little excess glue bits on the Mini because no one's going to see it in there. So I'm about to cover it up. Excuse me. Turned out pretty well, though I can see some spots that I forgot to clip. Let that sit. Let's see if I can ruin everything with a little hubris. All right, didn't ruin everything. Here I can look and see that it's lining up with the spine. I'm trying to lean in really close. Okay, so I lined it up with the spine bit and then pushed it back until I felt it snug. That piece will definitely need a little bit to sit. No, not yet. Oh man. 30 and 31. More of these little itty bitty pieces like we had on the wings. I mean, it was like Stormwolf wings. What? Why? I know, it's like that extra little tiny detail that makes Games Workshop kits great. It's when you go in and you sculpt extra little tiny clusters of pebbles, and you gotta push yourself that extra limit, and it's such a hassle sometimes. Okay. So we have 31 and 30. This faces forward. They face kind of backwards. And set like so? Huh. In this little tiny detail, that's where they make their home. Oops. So I'm gonna be gentle as I can. And where did my tweezers go? Let's try these out. Oh, those are nasty. Generally, I don't use tweezers because I don't get a feel for it. I can't feel if the piece is snug or has kind of clicked into place. But in this case, it helps quite a bit. Because these are very tiny, and despite having pretty slim fingers, this is a bit of a hassle. And I also want to point out that you put these in the back and bottom slot, as there's 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, and 4 that these could go into. Okay, now we're done with it for now. Next is right on back to more engines. I also think things seem a little easier because I'm getting towards the end of the sprue. There aren't a ton of pieces left for me to have to look around, so it goes a lot faster. Again, I'm trying the clip twice method of removing from the sprue on these thicker pieces, and it just leaves a slight blemish on the mini. Really helps on thick gates. Makes it really simple to clip off or clean. That's simple enough. Oh, I love it. So it's kind of that puffy, extruded look of the detail, and it fits in right here. That's great. I don't know why, it just tickles me. That's kind of nice too because there's no other spot. Well, you do have the bumps on the top. See if I can scratch that off again. Nope. Yeah, Beans? Whoa, whoops. Beans is distracting me. He's gonna sabotage us. And I'll do little, these are actually a little thicker than I'd want, dots around the edge, and pop that dude on. Beans, leave Moss alone. Good boy. Set that here, and I'm going to do the other side too. Plus, if you make your own terrain, you get all these little kind of chunks of it you could use for, I don't know, gravel, rocks. Just excess chunks. I know I've seen a few people who will buy bulk sprues for like dirt cheap. Basically, they pay for shipping, but then they build really big pieces of terrain out of just sprues stacked up Lincoln log style. It's pretty cool. I respect it a lot. It's not something I could do. I'm lazy. I just 3D model and print it. And exact same thing. Rinse and repeat. Man, I wonder if you could make like a glue pen where it's like this and the tip of the pen is the needle, because that'd be really nice to work with. I don't know, maybe I should, would you guys try that? These really delicate pieces. I have no idea even where to start with that, but I think it'd be cool. Into the clogs or whatever. You click it. This piece kind of shoots out and then you snap it off like a box cutter. I'm sure that little tiny bits of broken metal filled with glue isn't a hazard. The lawsuits will be swift and painful. And yeah, I'll do. So we actually have 3 pieces. There's going to be the supporting part and then 2 pipes. I'm going to do the bottom support part first, and then do these pipes one at a time and pay attention. I can't tell immediately if they're different lengths. And I've kind of winged it a few times and been lucky where things are the exact same size or just slightly different enough to where you can tell while you're building. But if you make the mistake with one of those, you could end up with a very difficult to assemble mini. I think this mini is getting towards figurine territory. And these guys just kind of pop, let's see, facing outward. We've got kind of slopes in here. Whoa. So I'll just fill those up with a little glue. The needle's popping out. Yeah, it's about time to flip it anyway. There we go. And then we'll just slide on in. Whoop. I can feel the spot where it needs to stop. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, at first glance, these are identical, but I can't quite tell. I think there's a slight difference in the curve. So 43 is the top one. Oh. Okay. Huh. On one of these, 43 is on top, and on the other, 43 is on bottom. Weird. Well, let's go with the instructions. See if it makes a difference. What is it even? Oh, on the back. Duh. Okay, so this one will be on the far side. Oh, they're just pegs? Man, that's disappointing. Pegs that go in here. So because these are just pegs, I'm going to do this backwards and glue the rectangle bit in here because the other side's round, and that doesn't do anything for us. I have been thinking about doing painting videos, but I've got to figure out a different solution than the cell phone. Something to where, because I'm going to stick my head in front of the camera, if I was painting this, let's say this head, where's my paint handle? Here we go. I generally have it like that, and then I get really close while wearing big old magnifying glasses so I can see all little details. I could do like trim, maybe edge highlighting, but I get point blank when I paint, so I can see everything. And then, no one ever gets that close to my minis to care that I was half an inch away from them and magnified crazy high. See, I just put the paint on the tips of the pegs. That's a rookie mistake. I hate to see it happen. You want to put it on the outside. That's always the case because I don't know if the peg goes all the way into the hole. If it only goes partially in, then the glue you put on the top might not get enough contact to make a difference. You put it on the side, and it gets on the side of the hole, and it's a nice big surface area. All right, on this one, 43 is on bottom. Look at me, mixing it up. Wednesday, it'll probably be Thursday when you see this, which is cool because the next day is Friday. We get a new, what is it? Boku no Hero Academia manga on Friday, I think. Looking forward to that. Hopefully be playing my Crusade game Friday. Looking forward to that. And hopefully won't have to work late. Hopefully I can leave early. And in we a little rush job there. See, it kind of wiggles. So I'm going to let that sit for a bit while I look at the instructions for the next piece. All right, we get to make the cool little Star Wars Senate seats from episode 2. Those were super fun. Yeah? That's what you wanted when you were a kid. Oh wait, did I miss a piece? I sure as shoot did. It's right in front of me. Best part about Star Wars as a kid was politics. Yeah. Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, whatever. I want to see the Senate debate treaties. Okay, so it definitely goes on there, and what I totally missed is it also will connect to these. All right, cross your fingers. Let's hope we don't break it. That was really easy. Honestly, really, really easy. So yeah, if you skip that step like I did, you're okay. Oh hey, you can totally see the 4 pegs going to the 4 slots. We're getting somewhere. They don't go in far, but they go in. Stinking Necrons with their gaps. Easily. I just hope it's nothing important. The worst part of this kit is the stairs. That was awful. Not like painful, but not enjoyable at all. Probably should have paused for that. Oh well. Okay. For the flying Senate seats. This piece, this piece, this piece, and... we'll find the last piece. When I clip, I try to equally stress my wrists. My right wrist gets used a lot more than my left one, you know, clicking, using my mouse and everything, and twisting it repetitively can cause some pain to flare up. Oh, what? Check this out. They're identical pieces on this sprue. Weird. So we want 38. Yeah, the twisting can cause my occupational overuse to get a little bad. All right, let's nail these one at a time. You know, the dumbest thought I have while building this is, I wonder if the guys standing in these, if their legs get tired. And if you thought the same thing, then I feel great, because we both forgot these are robots and their legs don't get tired. Little mold line, nothing much. GW's definitely on their mold line game. I might try to learn how to do resin casting for my 3D printed stuff. Thought about expanding out into doing terrain and all sorts of bits. Okay, so these pieces are supposed to fall in place right here. It looks like I've got just the slightest little bit of the gate left. I'm going to try to trim that off because it doesn't fit comfortably enough. It's wiggly. And that makes me very uncertain. So looking at the instructions, these pieces also fit on here. Okay, let's get a better view of that. That's a little better. It's not the best, but there's a little spot to guide. I'll take anything at this point. I got a little bit too much glue in there, so I'm going to dab it and use the model to drag that glue around to other points. Hey, Scrap. Oh, I missed a chunk right there. I gotta shave off. I keep thinking these are gates I need to cut off, but they're just cool little bits. Hey, more scarabs. I love finding those dudes. It's fun. Okay. So I guess... Is that a little mold line on it? I can't tell if it's actually a mold line or not. Yeah, there's a itsy bitsy mold line. I don't think it's causing an issue, but I'm gonna get really close in here. Whoa. Try to glue this on. I'm actually a little uncertain about what I was doing. I was going to glue both of these on, but I don't know, I'm just not really feeling comfortable with it. If I work quickly, get... Oh, that does not lay flat. This will be tricky. But I can line it all up at the same time. Yeah, it's not really working out too well. Good thing there's a second one of these for me to practice better with. Hey, we got it. Worked out. Let's try following the instructions to the T on the next one. Let's see if it works a little better. And we need 48. Here we are. Clean it up a little. And whoa. Pops this guy right there. Might have used a smidgen too much. Definitely with plastic glue, less is, or more is not better. Less is more. That's what I'm looking to say. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see if the instructions make it easier. There were those times where I thought my experience would prove better than the instructions. Get out of there. And I might be wrong. Who knows? Goodness, excuse me. Chopping off all this stuff. Ooh. This guy's on a 100 mil base, I think. Just looking at Catacross. He's on an oval one. Oh well. I'm sure someone is going to do a really, really cool conversion of Necrons and Bone Reapers. And I'm looking forward to seeing it and being very envious of their talent. And last piece. Okay. So we'll put... Let's peel that little bit off. Shake it a bit. Oh, there it is. Whoa, whoa, too much glue. Wipe it on the sprue. Oh, man. Completely missed that big chunk. Okay. So we want to make sure that... Oh, geez, sorry, the shadow. I wasn't looking through the lens. It's flat out here, but also looks good from the inside. And those poles look right. Which is a little tricky. Just gonna hold it like this, applying pressure until the glue's dried decently. I'll try that with the other side as well. Again, I'm trying not to put on too much glue, but I did miss. There we go. A little bit of slag from one of the gates. Ah, dang slippery Necrons. It's definitely not lining up very well. Oh, let's make sure this is clean. Get a little bit of glue on these spots. Oh. See if we can line it up again. I suggest to slide it in from the back. Okay, see if I can drop it down. Yeah, that worked. Kind of, I think. I'm gonna say kinda. There we go. That's better. Still, I don't know. Man. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, blur. Okay, that was a hassle. Almost as bad as the stairs. Did I not clip that piece off? Here we go. Getting close to the end. I think, what are we at, 53 minutes? I don't know, we might be able to finish tonight. Still have to help my wife prep all of our lunches and breakfasts for the next 2 days. There we go. What's next? Oh, we're supposed to glue those together. So I'm not going to glue those onto this piece because they're still drying. It's very delicate. Just scoot all that to the side. I'm going to make the battery. Oh yeah. It's another one of those pieces I've been looking forward to. Now that is a very thin piece. And I really want to just clip that, but I'm worried it'll cause tension there. So I'm going to try to clip all the other pieces. There we go. And, okay. So I did that so that when I clip these, I can push some of the tension out through that gap. There we go. It's not too bad. Let's clean these two up. Oh wow, these are really fiddly. Guess they're expected to be. Really cool, though. Really cool. Yeah? Hold on, Moss. Gonna go out the window, Moss? Okay. Alright, cat break. Oh, where'd I put the lid? Oh. Alright, there you go, Moss. Oh, you're making a mess of things. You're too big for this desk. Nope, don't jump back there. Yep, that's how cats work. Okay, I have no idea where I put the cat to my super glue. I bet that's what fell earlier. Yep. Ugh. Good boy, Moss. You're gonna come back after all that? Well, get over here, Moss. Come on, get it out of your system. Here. I have to make a path for His Highness, and my desk is cluttered. Just there we go. Lie down. Good boy. Always need a cat break. You gonna show everyone how pretty your eyes are, Moss? I have a theory that cats love their bellies being rubbed. They just don't love everyone rubbing them. Good boy, Moss. Oh, yeah. Come on the back of the chair. Oh, good boy. Okay. Where were we before we were so beautifully interrupted by the most handsome cat I own? You can do it again, aren't you, Moss? Okie dokie. Luckily, both of these are intact. Jeez. All three cats are back in. This is all still good. We got the sprue. We got the instructions. We got the tools. Let's get dangerous. You better not fight in here. Okay. Dry fit once. Whoa. Missed a bit of plastic to cut off. Dry fit twice. Missed another one. There's gotta be more. This does not fit together as flush as I would expect. Yep, there's another. Okay. Third time's a charm. Yeah, that's better. So pretty much everywhere is a connection point, except the head. So we'll very gently apply little dots of glue all around. And then gently keep some pressure on it. And I've got to put that head on. such a human face. Kind of oh, not human. It's the engineer from Prometheus. It's totally the engineer from Prometheus. That's my headcanon now. The engineers were the Satan. And the Necrons enslaved them. Yeah, look at that dude. Someone needs to paint him white and pale. Okay, now back to this point. So we're going to have both of these connect, and this placed on top. Do that by placing these pegs, which should be smooth on the bottom. Right in there. Oh, look at that. And this piece lines up back there. So I will get the cat hair off of it. Put some glue here and here. Oh, I put glue in the wrong spot. Been peeling glue off my hands all week. Some glue down here. And I don't know if you can see, I'm pinching it. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. A little glue. A little bit more glue. Whoa. Yeah, it's never a good noise. Womp womp. They don't line up. So let's see. They're supposed to connect and be flush. Like, dang. What did I do wrong? At least that's how it... Yeah. Connect and be flush. Not necessarily against that, but there's actually still a bundle of wiggle room. So this does move back and forth a bit. I don't quite enjoy that. All right, I'll just try to wing it, I guess. Certainly the most difficult mini I've assembled in a very long time. Just kind of holding it together down here until the glue bonds the plastic. The angle they give isn't the best, but I suppose we could glue these two together and then go from there. There's still a lot of wiggle. I hope that this comes in and connects back there. I'm gonna jump ahead and see if that's the case. Hey, guess what? It's not. Okay. So the stairs might not be my least favorite part. This part might be. I mean, I love the detail a lot. A whole lot. I'm gonna get really close to it. And all I can really do is wait. So I'll set that back. Go back to, the heck was that? Probably a chunk of sprue. The bound engineer, who gets, here we go, this big old chunk. Okay. Huge gates all around on this thing. 2 at the top. And then because it's on a curved edge, we've got to go in and gently shave those down. You want to make sure that while you're shaving these little bits, you stay with the curve of the mini. And look at how little is left. We're gonna do it. If we get this thing done today, part 3 of 3 will just be a cat introduction video. I'll introduce you to the 3 main cats and the secret hidden cat. Definitely a bit of a mold line on this guy. You know how to clean those by now. Okay. So these pieces should fit like so, and the orbs should land in nice and snug. So I'll do a little bit of glue. Oh, big ol' whiff of glue again. And I'm going to focus on applying pressure directly to this main orb, because if I push with the body, these plastic pieces are very weak, and I don't want to risk ruining them or bending this. This is a very delicate piece. It's obviously one of the centerpieces of the mini. That was close. Almost did it upside down. If the little tiny orbs, don't get all the way in there, I'm not too worried. I can already see a few of them have connected with the glue well enough. Yeah, that's perfect. Because all they're going to be holding up is that dude. And this is actually really good for sub-assembly. Heck, you could probably assemble this whole pronged bit. And then, I don't know if I'd feel safe squeezing him in after. But you could definitely paint him on his own. Let's make sure that we've applied enough pressure to prevent any gaps from forming later on. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. It's time to plug the battery in. Where does he plug in? Plugs in right here? No, that can't be right. Oh, this is backwards. Oh, wow. And good thing, too, because I really didn't get much glue in either of these. Yeah, don't just put it into the slots. You got to make sure you get the outside connection points. Like I say every time, I fail to follow my rules and I mess up. So I'll do a little bit on that, some on each side, and plug him in. Get out of here, cat hair. Good boy, Moss. It's on the back of my office chair. It's his favorite place, save for on top of my head when I'm sleeping. Nice. Real nice. Look at that. I'm gonna pause and get a drink of water. Excellent. Let's clean up some of the sprue. Get this trash out. and get back to it. 55, 54. Wait, what? What? Cool. Okay, so we need 55 twice. And 64 and 63. 64. Excuse me. Set that to the side. Get 65 again. Looks like left and right, or right and left. And then 63. Oh my goodness, the detail on this. It's gorgeous. Seeing, ah, dang, minis with detail like this. You know, it's so huge, but it's still got all those little tiny cracks and crevices, and I hope someone makes them all glow, because that'll look amazing. But it really makes it worth it. And I don't play Necrons. I planned on just selling this after I had built it. And thinking about charging more than retail. This thing is a hassle. But it's kind of tempting just to keep it as like a trophy that I finished it. Not like participation, this is an achievement. I built the Silent King. And I didn't use a Game Genie or anything. Okay, now seems pretty straightforward. Got all the pieces, they're clean. We'll attach these two together. It's gonna look good. Try to make sure the glue is flowing right. And the usual glue around the edges, hold it snug, check for any leaks. Should be good. And then we've got two more square holes. Luckily, these are identical. Those look weird. And let's see if this fits in. Yeah, that's pretty snug. It's a relief. That's how you know it's a good fit. So, Hubris, my name is Joe. Let's just see if we can knock both of these out real quick. Because this has never worked. Until now. Awesome. And then we get to do it again. But with slightly different numbered pieces. This is cool. It's really coming together. You know, before it was just kind of a, I don't know, tower, but now it seems almost like it's gonna sound really ignorant, but ye olden courthouse. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Sorry, doing duplicated pieces does get a little monotonous sometimes. And this kit has a lot of them where it's, you do it once, then you get to do it again. So I'm trying to rush through some of those parts so we can look at something new. right? You know the drill. There we go. I'd ask if anyone's got fun plans for Halloween, but if you live in the States, your plans are probably the same as every other day, just involving a lot more black and orange candy, which is do jack squat. I really don't know if trick-or-treating is going to be on this year. I don't know if I'll be giving out candy, just because, you know, it's a lot of touching, and I've seen people where they have like a zip line. I saw a funny thing that was trick or yeet, where they just throw candy at people. Let's make sure this one is, hey, that's upside down. Just as snug as the other. Okay, so I'm looking in there wondering why it's got that line in the middle, and I just realized it's because they're kind of a curve. So this line is a divider. This piece can slide in one direction or the other easily. I think they could have achieved the same thing with a square peg. It seems a little over-engineered, but I don't know. I don't build sprues. I build kits. And I build them okay. I'm gonna be high on plastic glue after this kit. I wonder if the Gargant's gonna need that much. Just so much glue. Looking good. That one actually doesn't go in quite as far. Don't see any issues, so we'll deal with it later. And later is right now. Okay. These two, oh my gosh, this kit would be so hard to paint without sub-assembly. I guess you could do the tried and true Necron of prime it black, dry brush it silver, or prime it black, base coat it silver, paint parts black, so it's kind of silvery blacky, and then do some of that new neon green. Technical paint Necron's got. Call it good. Oh man, this one's not quite dry. So this is a little tricky. See if I can get stability on one of them. There we go. Man. Am I reading this right? The next piece is just one big chunk that glues on. That's kind of a refreshment. Or a refreshing change of pace. A refreshment. It's a nice diet slice. Kind of see it move slightly as I apply pressure to push these in all the way. I'm just trying to maintain symmetry. That'll do. All right. 2G. Come on. Do we really need 2G? Can we just do 3? 45 and 46? This is not the next step. It's 2H. Well, 2H includes this. And there we go. This sprue is almost done. That is nice. You know what? I'm I don't know if I'm looking forward to it or not, are the new Space Marine tanks. The Primaris Land Speeders and the Primaris Predators. Because, don't get me wrong, they're pretty. I like them. Oh, come on, Games Workshop. It's just glue it on. I like them and all, but Space Marine tanks have always been a hassle and a half. I say that building a very challenging kit, but they always have that one really big hull piece. And despite all the challenges this is giving me, I'd rather build this than another Rhino. I don't like building Rhinos. Sideways? Yeah. Get that to line up. Let it dry a little. Set it down gently. Do it. Okay, you know what? Clip this guy out. Why not take the whole thing? Just makes it a little easier. I don't know how that looked on the camera, but that's definitely a cheap 90s 3D moment if that hit the lens. Okay. This is so bonkers to be doing all of this for a chair. A throne, I guess. I mean, he is a king, but come on. Come on, dude. But, you know what? I don't know. So, characters who are over 9 wounds and huge that aren't monsters. Like, I think this guy's a vehicle. Let me see if I can pull him up. Let's see if he's a monster or a vehicle. Where the heck did I put that? Warhammer docs? Alright, let's find his rules. Silent King. He is a vehicle. Okay. So he's a vehicle character. He's over 9 wounds. He's got that 4 up. And he has 10 toughness 7 wounds that you have to get through. Where did I put him? These duders. Before you can start hurting him. So effectively, he's 26 wounds, but it's better than that. I think. Well, no. Let's see here. If it contains one of these, it doesn't count as a character for the purpose of lookouts or rule, and each time... Oh yeah, these don't count as look characters. An attack successfully wounds this unit, the attack must be allocated to one of these. So that's better than just having a flat 10 extra wounds. Because let's say you do... Beans. 10 damage to him with a single shot. I don't know. There's... What? Like a crazy melt-a-gun. This guy would take all 10. It wouldn't spill over. Then you do it again, and the next one would take all 10. Beans is a very needy kitten. Beans, you had your chance on camera. You didn't want to stay. He's gonna pout. He's gonna mess with my Caradron Overlords. I leave the unpainted ones close to where he can reach, because he always just grabs them, pulls them off the shelf, because I don't have room in my display cases. I need to get another one, but I don't have room in my office. My 40K is just too big. Oh, I guess I could get another tall bookshelf. Put them there. But they're cats, they'll get to it. So the reason I brought that up about the character is it got me thinking about Logan Grimnar is another character who doesn't get Lookout Sir when he's on his sleigh. And the sleigh is, I know, a very disputed model on how cool it is, just like the ATV. And if you've watched, or if you know me, you know I like stuff that is pretty derpy. And that sleigh is very campy. So I'm probably going to end up trying it. It can advance and charge now, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't have the durability of this guy. And he also isn't slightly under 500 points. I think he might actually be. And I will look that up later, so it's not just a Space Wolf talk like half my videos turn into. I love my puppers. Let's get to the next part. Beans, you can't get the carriage on Overlord because it blocked you with the recycling can. I'm gonna grab him. Oh, he wants me to chase him out and rub his belly on the kitchen floor. Yeah, that totally looks like the engineers from Prometheus. Games Workshop throwing shades and the Necrons could take them. I mean, they could. Let's be real. The Necrons could. The Necrons only haven't won because they aren't awake. The Orcs haven't won because they don't care about winning. The Nids haven't won because they're just hungry. They also don't care about winning. If the Nids win, they eventually lose. Beans. Humanity hasn't won because chaos. Chaos hasn't won because humanity. Vice versa. As long as humans are around, chaos will exist. These guys go in here. It's crazy that this tiny piece has such a huge peg. And we have dealt with pieces that were gargantuan with the smallest little connection points. All right, here we go. These two massive pieces. 4 little dots. 4 little dots. Dry fit it just to make sure that when I try to put it on, I don't, break stuff. Okay. I think I can do this. In this case, I'm just going to slather a bunch of plastic glue all over them because they definitely go all the way into the shallow connection points. Whoa. Okay, and it doesn't quite balance itself, and there's no easy way to hold it with one hand. Beans isn't in here. Crazy. It does tend to want to lean backwards, the top half. Dang, this is cool. Okay, come on now. Boy, I can't even easily pause. I could try to do it with my nose, but I might stop the video and that'd be a hassle. So how about that weather? I'm in Texas. It's cool in the morning and you think it's gonna be a good day, and then you get out and go to lunch and it's 90 out. So that stinks. It's like summer in Northern California. Well, like summer in Northern California 15 years ago. Whoa, no, 19 years ago. Dang, I'm old. Okay, let's see if it balances. It does. That's satisfying. That's very cool. Very cool. So cool. Yeah, hour and a half. Let's just make this a 2-hour video. Or until my wife comes by and says, "Joe, it's time to start cooking." Joe, we've got to cook. That weird breakfast stuff. Okay. And I'll say, Anna, there's only 2 pages. Wow, okay. Sarzik. Oh, Mr. Fancy Pants. He gets individual legs. Ooh, he's got runes on them. But the big question is, does he have little bugs in them? Whoa, get back here. This guy's got some thick hips for a Necron. Having hips at all as a Necron is impressive. I'm sure Necron waifu stuff exists out there. I don't want to find it. And now it's all I can think of. Dang. Hopefully, I won't mess up and cancel my upload midway through. I can't think of a time where I've assembled a Necron like this. Okay. So, like that. No, that's not too bad. Let's just put way too much glue in there. Oh no. Okay. Put a little bit of plastic on the tip. If you get plastic stuck in the tip of your plastic glue, it will just kind of melt and become one. Oop. It's a big ass Necron. Where's that dude? Look at this. What? What? Hey, little man. I mean, so Primarchs are superhumans, Space Marines are transhumans. They're bigger because they're, more organs, more muscle, that kind of stuff. But this guy, he's just big because he wanted to be bigger than everyone. Come on, he's a robot. He's a magic robot that's fueled by a god. He doesn't need to be bigger. But I will admit it looks cool. That's what this is all about. Oops. Okay. And we're back onto the fiddly little bits game. Little bits. Whew. Let's see if he'll stand. Yeah. And the back. Here we go. Trying to be very careful because this is a flimsy piece. It's very smooth. Any accidents to trimming will show very, very clearly when you paint it. And this piece should fit like so. Excellent. Apply some glue. Oops. Make sure it's in there snug. And then we get to work on his chest. Get this out of the way so you don't have to stare at it. Probably mess with color balance or light balance. Let's go. Oh. This is crazy. Just the amount of little tiny pieces. Okay. Oh, I always hated cleaning off these spots on the old Necron warriors. And his hands out, like so. And it just kind of says, hey, this goes in there. So, dang. All right. There's a little tiny nub and a little tiny spot for said nub. Yep. So you see the little hole. Oh, dang. Right here. There's one right there. That's what you want to use to try to align it. As for contact points, this is a doozy. So we're going to have, focus. Here, here, and there. These are 3 primary contact points. And I'm going to get the stream of my glue just right. I definitely don't want too much to go onto these pieces. This is like Slanesh levels of crazy, thin, delicate mini. There's also a connection up at the shoulder, I guess, right there, that I didn't utilize. And then we have to do that again. I'm gonna set that down gently with this piece. Oh boy. Man, what? I don't know if I can easily show off what I'm kind of gasping at here. So it kind of has to go. Oh boy. There we go. That was close. So this little tiny piece curves up around the front of the neck. I think? Man. This one's just hard to show off, so pardon my lack of visibility. I'm doing my best here. Well, I'm just going to focus on that single spot where I know it fits. A little bit too much plastic glue on there, but it looks like it's okay. And then the next step is to glue it to the body. We have a peg on the back. And we have the rib cages as connection points. It looks like there's also 2 little divots. Oh man, I don't... It's a risky one. He's a big dude, but he's skinny. There we go. I'm trying to focus on getting the spine in properly. Whoa. Okay. That was a challenge. Big man. Really big man. Here we go. Against angry squatty marine. Do you have Primaris anywhere? He's a little higher than Primaris scale. Definitely bigger than old marines though. Oh, here we go, that's a better one. Yeah, I'd say he's still a good head taller. Speaking of, it's not his head yet. It is his loincloth. We'll just lie that down for now. And what? Oh, come on. It's kind of another... Wait. Okay. So I thought it would go like that. Apparently, it goes like that. So that's fantastic. Get that glue running. Excess bits off. Very, very, very small amount. And I don't even know what the best way to hold this to do this is. Hopefully this works. I can see some spots on the legs that are a little rough, so I'll clean that up after this difficult bit is on. It seems like there's a texture on the bottom. Is that supposed to go? No, it's supposed to kind of hang down flat. Man. There we go. Just hold it like this for a few hours. Okay. Now watch as I totally clip it and ruin it while smoothing out this guy's legs. Okay, he is just all sorts of fragile everywhere. I don't know if the glue's still drying or the connections are just weak. Maybe a little column A, a little column B. But he's a wiggly dude. All right. So it should be nice and dry now. Took a little break to let him fully cure. He's still... Oh man, I'm not happy with that. So the loincloth bit is still really wobbly. I'm gonna try to get a little glue right up into his paint. Let's see. Flipped the needle while I was waiting. No one's gonna look up there. So hopefully that will help This guy is very... definitely make sure you're nice and clean on these spots on the thighs before you attach them to anything, because this is... this is very, very fragile kit. Huge, but fragile. Okay, now we give him some back armor. That's a really big gate for a really small piece. I'm not even sure how I'm going to tackle that one. Let's take a look at this. Wow, yeah. Okay. See if I can trim it down. Man, look at that. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. That had the potential for this piece to just bust right off. All right. Some cool little detail back there. More orbs. Necrons love their orbs. This, let's see, on the back, the point goes down. So, man, this freaking loincloth. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Just gotta make sure I don't touch it too much. Where did I put those tweezers? Wait, let's try fit it. Definitely fits, but it's tough with tweezers without being able to feel how it's going to fit in there. Oh, yeah, I thought this part would be the quickest part, assembling the Necrons. Built plenty of Necrons. But I've never built a Necron King. Where's that other piece? This one's not as bad. Just in case. It's still a little bad. Much easier though. Oh wow, we're getting to the 2-hour mark. But we are gonna finish Silent King. Oh no, I touched the loincloth. No. I might actually put a little bit of a glue on the outside. Oh, jeez. All that waiting to let it dry, and the connection point was just too thin. Jeez. Fiddly bits much? He's cranky. I just can't get a good hold on this piece. Here we go. Okay. Set it back there. And, ooh, man. Man, oh man. He has the biggest stick. This is a weapon I wouldn't mind, like 3D printing. Whoa. Shouldn't have done that. But with how basic and geometrical it is, that it's just kind of flat, like Tau weapons, it's almost a waste of material to do it with 3D printing when you could MBF cut a few pieces and stack them up, or me just stack up foam. The handle with a 3D printed grip around, say, PVC could work. Like, I've got a Uj Choppa from an Orc Knob that I've got just about ready to 3D print, but dang it, that thing is huge and bulky. Okay. That's bonkers. Straight up bonkers. I can't remember the last time I could clearly see a mini's thumb as a piece of its own. And it is on there. Now again, I'm going to let that sit and dry and move on to this big old Necron head. Okay, thinnest pieces first. And block it from scurrying away with my big old fat belly. And here is his horn. That's right, Necrons have horns now. Now these pieces... I don't think I can easily trim that down, so I'm going to sand it. Do the same with the tops of his crown. Whoa. Okay. Don't sand them that direction, sand them this direction. Because if you go like so, it wiggles quite a bit. But you can get a nice good grip on it this way. And give him a nice little Necron chin scratchy. It's a good boy, Necron. Good Silent King. Hear that noise? The cat's playing in an Amazon box. Scrap. Oh, you gonna hurt yourself, Scrap? Nah, he can't hurt himself. He's immortal. Another very thin, delicate piece that we need to set aside to dry. Hopefully this one's dry enough. Avoid the loincloth. Ooh, man, that's so it looks like the staff should be touching the ground. So I'm going to try to use that as my base for the angle because it's hard to see it. But it's got a little almost 90-degree curve on it that fits in here. But it's still, you know, we'll wing it. Get that little tiny bit of glue. Rub it around. And just kind of get a feel for where it's the most snug. Cool. And then, yeah, now we got to let that dry before we put the head on. So I'm going to turn the next page second to last because we've already finished the men head thingamajiggers. Where did I put the other one? Here it is. Which, very light, very cool. Oh, Necron surfboards. Surf's up, bro. Someone's gonna do it. Necron Custodes army and all of them surfing. Oh my goodness. That's a close one. Alright. Let's put that big old head on this big old king. So in the promotional stuff for Necrons, they have the Void Dragon shown coming up on some Gene Stealer cults. And I remember saying a meme that was something along the lines of, you know, a chunk of a huge ancient god has arisen, a slaved, crazy pissed off thing the galaxy hasn't seen in so long, and the first thing it goes for is some mutants with construction equipment. Way to go, Silent King. You couldn't go for like bigger game? Gotta go after some poor dudes with construction equipment? Which that construction equipment is pissed off, don't get me wrong. Is he supposed to be kind of looking down?
He's supposed to be looking straight at me, so I'm gonna get down to the mini's head. Or level.
And adjust as needed. Okie dokie. Oh, these other guys. Man, I hope they're not that bad. Come on, dude, you're drunk.
Put him like so
So it doesn't fall as easy. Okay. I'm guessing we'll be using this sprue a lot. What are these guys for? Look at these. I totally missed them. Let's take care of that really quick. They just hop on right here. Ooh, excuse me. Getting the late night sniffles. It's like 9 p.m. I went to sleep at, man, like 9:30 last night and woke up at 4 a.m. wide awake. Not making that mistake again tonight. That is for sure. So it always feels weird getting up early and being productive. My mornings, my whole life have just been wake up, go to school, go to work. Rarely ever, except unless I work nights. I didn't just wake up and go in. I'd wake up and have like lunch and then go in. But whenever I work mornings or anything, or go to school in the morning, yeah, it's just wake up, get out of bed, breakfast, into work. No, sit down and dick around for an hour or two. I don't know, maybe it would be nice, but it just, my brain's not ready. Okay. Don't like how this is starting with the tiny dude arms. 79. Come closer, my precious. Closer. So I can totally lose this bit on the ground. What the heck? Come on. Come on. Okay, what? So it looks like there's a little ball piece on the thumb, and it goes like that. Yeah, he's supposed to be like that, I think. Okay, well, whatever. Here we go. I am so glad I don't have like really big hands or big fingers. I work with a guy who's got those legit like sausage fingers. They're like big and intimidating and all, but I couldn't imagine doing this. Hey, I think we got it. Can we get that focus? Okay. That was bonkers. And 76. So yeah, I'm imagining that these big things are like the big old poofy wigs of the olden times. Yeah, the Necron version of white curly wigs. So, like this. Is what it appears to be? Yeah, okay. Alright. They're definitely getting really creative with how things stick together, and that's awesome. But having, a huge history of the most basic to assemble kits ever, it gets to be a challenge. But challenge is good. Challenge makes life interesting. That's why I don't play Diablo 3 anymore, because it's not challenging. It's kind of I guess a lot of ARPGs like that. It's quick and you just keep grinding when you get to max level, and the point is to get the good loot so you can do the build, so you can do the high-end stuff, get the loot, do the build, do the high-end stuff. And it's sure it's a good time killer. I still play some Inquisition Martyr. And what has got me still playing that is I'm trying a Tech Priest Dominus with a bunch of Castellan robots that just run around and beat stuff to death. It's really great to see a Chaos Space Marine walk up and then a Castellan just clocks him in the face and he falls down. And you just see his health go chunk, 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 chunk. That's kind of satisfying. Makes me really want to play a Mechanicus army. But I can't do that until I lose weight. Where did I put that? Hold on. Where the heck's my Mechanicus Democris? There he is. Hold on. Already got first Castellan robot ready to go. I cannot wait. Whether it's dark mech, good mech, whatever happens, I will be fielding my Nurgling Castellan robots. And I'm very tempted to put a wind-up thing back here, so like giant toys. The old crank keys. Man. '81. I'm not seeing any mold lines on these, which is nice. Really, aside from the push build stuff, you don't see many mold lines these days. Ooh, excuse me. All right. So just like Silent King. Okay.
That's simple enough. I do my super hunched over, get close to the desk. Boop. So I don't have to spend any physical strength holding my body up. I'm just super slumped and crazy unhealthy sitting. So I can focus everything on getting this little tiny piece right. Nope. Yeah, there we go. So we effectively build these two dudes, and they're nearly identical. They're just mirrored. So everything I'm doing, I get to do again in just a few minutes. Oh, kidding me. All right, I'm not looking forward to this. You'll see. So we do... I'm just gonna get the legs off now. Is not quite the next piece. 66. Oops. See if I can find a spot where those are missing. You're doing a kit with so many pieces. Oh, it's part of the back. Here we go. You can jump up there, buddy. Hang out with Primaris Chaplain. Make him look super tiny. Okay. 83. So they do have different loincloth. Loin mail? I don't know. Scale mail for their crotch. And just like the Silent King, it's got to go on somehow. But it doesn't connect to the bottom, it connects to the front just slightly. I still can't believe the Silent King's one connects like that, but it totally does. Look, just right up on the bottom of it. Why? It's still wiggly. I don't know if it ever won't be. I mean, this piece is so thin, there's only so much you can do to get the glue to bond all the way, and then it's just a really skinny, thin piece of glue. All right. Wanted to get that piece set aside so that it could dry, so I don't run into the same thing with Silent King, or that I ran into with the Silent King. And the next part, we gotta start sticking the arms on. Let's see here. And it just kind of says, you know, cram it in there. To their credit, I don't think you can easily not just say cram it in there. So, put a little glue right there, and that really seems like the only connection point, and I don't like it. Okay, one done. Switching over to the other. Whoop. not like there's a easy way to ensure it's on right. And it does look like it runs parallel with his weird scarf thingy. The more I fumble with it, the worse it's getting. But dang it, it's just such a hard piece to... There we go, get a hold of. Okay. So we do need that piece 66. Maybe once we get the back on, it will be a little more snug. 66 clips onto here, easy enough. And then all of this clicks onto the back of that. So yeah, we have extra spots for extra ball joints. Whoa. Whoa, this is weird. This is so weird. Very awkward. So you know how they have the ETB, easy to build, on the Snap-Tight kits? They should have PTIA-TB, pain in the ass to build, on this one. You know what? Yeah, that staff's still moving. Oh, dude, come on. Yay, beans. There's just so much happening on it. Yeah, there we go. Get the stick pointed in the right direction. Beans. Beans. I don't know how he's standing, but I need to move him. Let's see if that glue will dry, like so. I'm not even gonna try to put the head on just yet, or the other two pieces. I'm gonna let him completely dry and get to work on the next piece, which is, of course, going to be very similar. It's okay. Yeah?
Can't get on the desk, Beans.
Oh, you got an upset tummy, Beans? What'd you eat? Kitty intermission. Oh, you're all wet. You were probably drinking water. Handsome kitty.
that better, Beans? Okay, take that as a yes. Picked him up and I felt his stomach grumble. Well, like churn or turn over. I don't know what the word for it would be. Felt a rumbling in that cat's tummy. Okay. Home stretch. Kind of. Then do I glue all these dudes to it, or do I leave them off? Man. Doing that backwards. Still doing it backwards. What? Okay. There we go. I think and hope. Get a little bit of glue right under, because I think I was too slow on that piece. Okay. Oh, number 102 is just two little scarabs. Different weird robe thingy. Means it assembles differently. Means I gotta glue it in a different spot. So I definitely want to dry fit. And oh boy, I'm so done with Necrons after this. I know the monolith and the next unit of destroyer things is coming out. Dang, is that 2 days? It's the last of the Necrons. Let me go to Games Workshop's website. What is up for Warhammer pre-order? Tech Marine, Hammerfall Bunker, the Convergence Dominion, the C10 Void Dragon. Oh, he looks so cool. Monolith. Hey. And the Ophidian Destroyers, which look like the worst thing after this to build. I will definitely build a Void Dragon. Probably a Monolith. I can't say I'm going to build the Convergence Dominion, though. We'll see. Hammerfall Bunker, definitely. Primaris Tech Marine, most likely. Hey, Moss.
Moss, just get in your hut.
Beans and Moss are having a disagreement over whether or not it's time to play. Moss almost always says no because he's old, and Beans just bites his butt. Here, Beans, play with this box.
There you go. A turtle shell.
Okay, next up is 74. Did I clip that piece? Oh, I took a big old chunk out of that ball joint. Crud. Stretched her a bit far.
think we'll be okay. Come on. Moss, there's absolutely no room on my desk for you right now. Just hop up on the back of the chair. Fat cat. 15 pounds of love. I'm gonna put you back on a diet, Moss. Cranky dude with his fist all balled up, like Arthur. Ugh, dang whippersnappers on my lawn. Get off my galaxy. Before I move to that, I know the glue's drying. I need to work quick. Just want to be ready for the huge pain in the butt this is going to be, like last time. Okay, so this guy raising his stick. Man. I can't tell if this part went on wrong. It looks right. Let's just reapply the glue there. But then when I look at the instructions, seems like he's supposed to be holding the stick lower. Sorry, I just went over to the side to try to align this. I noticed there was the smallest indent behind the thumb for it to sit in. I'm gonna pause and get Beans taken care of. Sometimes he just needs a little extra attention. Okay. Let's do this. Really, it's this part that's driving me up the wall. Man, these pieces are just too freaking tiny. All right. I gotta go with something I'm used to and needed to dry a little faster. Beans is eating a lampshade. Fuck. We're going hardcore. Bust out my accelerant. I don't have the patience. I'm getting really tired. Beans? I had to pause and give Beans a belly rub. It's the only way to get him to be quiet. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a bit more brittle, but it's solid. And it's definitely not as easy to do on these tiny pieces. Okay. Cat hair. It's like glitter. Gets everywhere. So here's the issue is I think the arm's supposed to be like this. And the staff, see if I can get the arm in place and then the staff. And the first one was tough, but this is ridiculous. You know what? I'm gonna glue all this on too. Just Hail Mary it. Going all or nothing on this dude. Alright, I'm gonna get down to his level. Just see if I can attach it in a way that makes some sort of sense. Hey, look at that. That was a huge pain in the butt. And it's not even done. So I'm gonna go back to the first dude. We have 2 pieces left. Ooh, please, if any of you build this thing, find an easier way to do that, let me know. Oh, scrap. Just jumped on top of a bookshelf. Whoa. Dang, living metal. Got off your lawn. This is my lawn now. Okay. So this part. Just kind of rest. Get rid of all this. Right here. And then in, I hope in that hole. Oh my gosh, are these supposed to connect to something? Oh, that'd just be the worst. Oh, it's the worst. So yeah. Oh my gosh, he's still not try. Make sure this one gets plenty of extra glues too in each of the joints. It's a little too much extra glue. Right up on that thumb. Stupid staff. Look at his back piece on. I don't think I've ever been this frustrated with a kit. Like with conversions, I get this kind of difficulty level going, right? I'll just be fiddling with something for hours and gluing it and breaking it off and re-gluing it and all sorts of stuff. But I know that's my own doing. It's my fault that that's happening. With this, well, in that case, I chose to build something in such a way that it would have difficulties. This, though, it's just so frustrating. Because I'm not the one. I haven't gone out of my way to make it frustrating. I'm not doing something that I'm used to having be frustrating. It just is frustrating. Now, who gets which head? Cyclops on the left. Nice. Trimmed his beard for him. And I already know this is going to be a hassle to get in there, so... What?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm looking for it. The spot where the head's supposed to go on. Okay. Ah, dang. This guy has it. This guy doesn't. Oh yeah, and both their stinking sticks are moving again.
there's a miscast. There should be a little ball. Oh my gosh. Stupid hands. That little ball.